some dark place. When we struggle with relationships, when we struggle with a loss of someone, it's so easy to forget about the victories because we are surrounded by darkness. Welcome to a new episode of the Eva Eckert podcast. I am Eva Eckert and I am your host. I am a Polish immigrant with a big heart, strong accent, as you can hear, kick-ass husband, and two beautiful kids. American entrepreneur sharing an incredible mission to inspire women just like you to take bold action towards your dreams, passions, and desires so their life becomes more meaningful and fulfilled. I believe that the best superhero of your unique purpose is inside all of you, all of us, and we should share it with the world to make the world a better place. I hope that this episode will help you finally discover the power of self-belief, self-motivation, so you can stop making the excuses and create the life you truly desire and deserve to have by being the upgraded version of you. Welcome to the show, guys. And recently I've been starting these shows to point something out to you, that always in the comment sections below, there is a pinned gift for you. So make sure that you're checking it out, because with each episode, I post different things. So there also might be a season when we're going to be doing certain things for a few weeks and then we're going to change. So always go back to previous episodes and check them out. In comments below, you have also contact number with me. You have email. You have other things that you can check it out if you are alone in this journey, if you don't have a community, if you feel like you need someone in your life to help you go through struggles, to help you celebrate your victories, because there are not only struggles, there are always victories as well. But for coaching with women, I've realized that a lot of times we forget about these victories, especially if we are in some dark place. When we struggle with relationships, when we struggle with a loss of someone, it's so easy to forget about the victories because we are surrounded by darkness. And this episode is not going to be like a super happy episode, but it's going to be an episode where I'm flipping the switch. Definitely. I'm flipping the switch from pain to power. And I'm going to tell you a story how I did it. But what is the pain that I'm sharing with you right now? A few weeks ago, I lost my grandma. I lost my babcia. In Polish, we would say babcia. She was everything to me. And you might be watching again this episode years later. She died September 10th, 2024. And when I received the news, my whole world just fall apart. You know, when you go through emotional situation, either is very exciting situation or very horrible situation, right? Something bad happened. You literally put an imprint in your head, right? You almost seeing this as a video of you. And it's so deep imprinted in you that you revisit this a lot of times. If you lost someone, you know what I'm talking about. You literally can pinpoint even what you've done exactly step by step, or you might remember what you were wearing, or you might exactly remember what your family was doing and where you were in this specific moment, this moment. So I exactly remember, right? And it was, like I said, it was something that I never experienced in my life, never experienced a loss of someone so close to me. Because I was living with my grandparents and my mom till the age of 12. And they were everything to me. My grandpa is still alive. He's 96. My grandma died with an age of 93. And when I lost her, I started writing it down in my journal why I loved her so much. So I wrote pages, guys, and pages of who she was and what she meant for me. And this helped me cope with the pain. But what I needed to do in the past few weeks is to turn this pain into power, because I was invited to speak at an event. I was invited to speak at Real Estate in Heels event. This was an event that just happened just recently. And I've had a whole presentation for this event. And when I lost grandma, I knew it, that first of all, I need to cancel everything that I had in front of me to fly to Poland and be with my loved ones. But what I did not know is that I'm going to change my presentation, okay? So what I'm trying to teach you and point out is that when you're dealing with pain, especially a loss, we actually try to escape it, right? But when we lean into it, when we allow the emotion to grow, when we allow to experience these emotions of loss, of sadness, can be anger, can be all kinds of different, almost like negative emotions, and you feel that pain in your heart, you feel that somebody is literally choking you, and you feel like a piece of your part was ripped apart. When we turn towards it, there is also a magic happening. And this is what I did. The first night, I didn't sleep. I cried my eyes out. I started probably crying around 7 p.m. that Monday night, and it led me through all night. That night, I promised my son that on Tuesday morning, we're going to go and work out. But I promised him before I received the bad news. So after not sleeping all night long, getting up, literally, I got up at 5. Eyes were literally like raccoon. Couldn't barely see. I saw my son and I said, we're going to the gym. And he said, Mom, but look, like, how can you go to the gym? I said, we are going. I reached a moment, you probably have had that, when the stress is actually a motivator instead of demotivator, because there are two types of stress. One can be the one that it's going to motivate you, and the other one is completely going to destroy you. So I felt that I have this weird energy. So I said, no, we're not canceling. So we went to the gym. So number one is that I didn't miss my workout. I continue with the workout. And I didn't miss any days of the workout, because there was one thing that was allowing me to not think for that period of time. Because as you know, if you lost someone, you know that you're constantly thinking, you're constantly revisiting, you probably surround yourself with a picture of this person. You look through pictures and you cherish the memories that you've had the person. You probably grab clothes, you hug the clothes, you smell the clothes, you want to be close to the person. I got couple of things from my grandma actually wearing it. The necklace that I have right here. There is another necklace. There is a ring. She bought me these rings as well, but this one she was wearing. This is an old ring that she had for many, many years. And you just want to feel the presence of the one who you loved so much and you lost. And that's what I was doing, right? And what happened is, we supposed to go to a BK Live event. My husband's supposed to speak, and he was on a panel with speakers with Pedro Sculian. And we also supposed to do this thing for tribute to World Trade Center and running the stairs in Arizona. So we had these things lined up. But the gut feeling, the internal voice was, you need to cancel because you need to fly. And that was literally, I got the news on Tuesday. We're supposed to leave on Thursday, and everything was happening that weekend. But I'm like, I can't wait that long. So I canceled. Me and Ivanka, my daughter, we flew to Poland, and the boys joined us a little bit later. And a lot of times you might experience a pressure. You might experience external pressure. You might experience something that you don't want to cancel, but you think like you have to, right? And that was the moment, because I wasn't speaking at this event. I was participant. Maybe if I was speaking at this event, maybe this made me would make a different decision. But the event that I was speaking was actually 2 weeks later, so I had some time, right? But what happened is, a lot of times during a pain, we just want to cancel things. We just don't want to do these things that we normally we would do, right? We don't want to work out, dress up. We don't want to look good. But each day when I would get up, I would say, you need to work out because this is going to make you feel better. Even when we were away, you need to put a makeup on because it's going to make you feel better. You need to dress nice because it's going to make you feel better, right? With the food, unfortunately, when I get stressed, I don't really eat much. So I didn't eat much in the first week. There were moments, obviously, later when I didn't eat also much because the stress was causing me to like having a hard time to eat. But you want to concentrate on protein. You want to stay hydrated. You want to stay away from alcohol. Even though throughout these weeks, I had a couple of drinks, and I calculated I had more drinks than in the entire 2 or 3 years. So what I've realized also, that was a moment for me that I was like, a lot of people during time of sadness, they might reach out to alcohol. They might reach out to substances to make them feel better, but it's so external. Instead of turning it into you and thinking, this is not really good. Those are external helps, external things that they will not help, They kind of put a Band-Aid on it instead of treating it, instead of leaning towards it, right? So what I did, I continued teaching. Also, my group coaching calls. I continue. I only skip 1 week when my clients were like, "Listen, you need this time. You need this time. Don't do it. Take your time." And I'm so thankful for them that they actually did that, because myself, and I would keep on pushing. I would keep on showing up, and they said, "You need this time for yourself." So actually, them pressuring me and then saying, you need to do this. It was a good thing because I took the time off and I kind of concentrate on myself and I gave myself the time. But during these 2 weeks, guys, there were so many emotions. And in the back of my head, I started realizing that I can't speak this presentation that I had prepared. There was that voice inside of me that I can't speak. But there was also another negative voice that I was hearing, like, maybe you should cancel, period. You're not ready for this. You are in such a condition. And I'm like, start killing this doubt. Start killing this bad, negative voice. I'm like, why would I cancel? This is something that is actually good for me, that is actually make me get out of this route, that is actually going to help me to elevate myself. Because when we service to others, when we serve others, when we give, we're gonna turn from the downward spiral of negative emotion to the upward spiral of the positive, right? Both of them, they cannot exist. You either sad or you happy. You can't have both. So I start thinking, you know what is it that I'm feeling? So I start reflecting a little bit more, expressing myself, leaning towards it, identifying these issues or these thoughts that I've had. And I'm like, what is it that I need? And guess what happened? Before I left, to Poland. I had to do a coaching call. And that night, I searched through the pictures of my grandma. And I found this picture. I wanted to show you for those of you who are actually watching this episode. This is the picture of us. And there is a story associated with this picture. I'm going to share this with some other episode. And spontaneously, I shared the story in my coaching call. And one of my clients, which I'm super grateful for, she said to me, because I made her think, I made her cry, and I made her laugh, which is the best possible thing of presentation that you could ever do with your audience, for your audience. And she goes, why don't you share the story? And at first, I wasn't sure. But then I put it all in my head that if I gonna do this presentation, I need to have lessons despite the story. I need to somehow make it relatable to women, because that was the Real Estate in Heels was just for women. So throughout these 2 weeks, I gave myself the time to think. And this whole presentation started being put it in my head. And on the flight back to United States, I put it the final presentation. And I had 2 days before the event, I showed up, turning my pain into power. Not only that, I actually did a tribute. This was almost like a tribute to my grandma. And I didn't cry on the stage because I was afraid that maybe these emotions telling the story is going to cause me to cry. But I felt so empowered to give these women a hope, a chance to understand their intuition, to lean towards it, to feel what they feel many times, but find the spot in their hearts that it's positive, that it's good, because we have two sides. Besides the motivated one, the ambitious one, the inspiring one, the badass one, the one that wants to move the mountains, climb and do these hikes, there will be another part. There will be the one that it's going to be reserved, or they will try to kill your dreams and cancel things and not do the things the right way. So I felt in the right place in the right moment. And I am so thankful for myself that I did it. I am so thankful for the opportunity. I am so thankful for my clients, for my client who actually point this out. And this is where really community shows up. Because otherwise, if I didn't share the story, I don't know if I would be able to comprehend that this could be a story to share. I don't know if I would have gone that far to actually realize this is the story that I should share, because it happened just so naturally. So the point is that we need to practice self-compassion. We need to lean towards the pain and flip that pain, right? Flip that pain into power. So we're switching the P to P, another P. There are both Ps. One is negative and one is positive, right? We got to understand the source of pain. We got to acknowledge and validate our feelings. We got to develop coping mechanism. And what I'm saying by coping mechanism is healthy habits, right? Working out, eating healthy, not drinking alcohol. I'm telling you, it was like, it was because I wanted to forget. I wanted to numb the pain. And that light bulb show up in my head. And I'm like, I've never done this before. This is new to me. I don't want to make these new connections in my brain that this is okay. So maybe you going through some struggle. Maybe you going through some loss. Realize that only good habits, good disciplines will get you going. The bad ones will actually put you on a couch with maybe a glass of wine and slice of pizza or some unhealthy stuff. This is where you need to seek support. Either is going to group meetings or finding community that will help you and then inspire you. And you need to make sure that you're finding your purpose and your passion, because if I didn't have this, probably would be so hard for me to show up like this. But because I have a mission to inspire women, I have a mission to be here for you and there for others and here for my kids, I needed to do this. And this allowed me to create such a good, positive, and amazing energy. And by doing this, you also reflecting on your values, because then you've realized, you know what? I am disciplined, I'm confident, I'm energetic, I can have positive attitude, and I am going to be my own freak self when I'm gonna show up on this stage and I'm gonna tell my story and I'm gonna inspire others as well. Because I don't believe that only sharing a story is everything. I think you need to tie a story to certain lessons so people actually, because we remember the stories, right, which are great, but I like to give content. So I tied up to stories of entrepreneurs and of life. And I'm going to share this with you with some other episodes. So you got to stay tuned for this. And what's going to allow you to also set goals, because I had a goal and I was going towards that goal, that I'm not going to give up, that I'm going to show up for this event, right? And using pain as a catalyst for growth is something that all of us can do. But a lot of times we are in such a dark tunnel that it's so hard for us to understand and to cope and comprehend that, learning from your experience and reflecting on these lessons you've learned from the pain and how they can help you to grow. That's a very powerful thing, because from that point you can inspire others. And this is what I did. So look, turning pain into power is a process. This is a process that I'm going through, but I keep on showing up and I keep on recording and I keep on living the life, because my grandma would say, don't cry after me. And I'm sorry, I have my daily dose of cry, and it helps me. It helps me because I have moments of joy and I have moments of sadness, and I am totally okay with this. And for those of you who dealing with a loss or pain, don't blame yourself for feeling joy. I've realized that my mom was doing this recently, that how can I be so happy? How can I laugh? And I didn't say anything to her at that moment. I started actually thinking about it, and I'm thinking, we need that, because if there is constant sadness, you're becoming depressed. When you would study the sadness, you will realize that constant sadness leads you to depression, right? Constant eating unhealthy will lead you to gaining weight. There are consequences. There are consequences for our mindset. There are consequences for our body, right? When you constantly drink alcohol, you're becoming an alcoholic. So after that, I said to her, I said, Mom, I think you need to have those moments, and you shouldn't be blaming yourself for it, because that's your natural feeling in your own body saying, you know what, we need something positive. We need to feel better, because we can't constantly feel sad, because it's gonna destroy you and your life. What we need to do is cherish the memories that we've had with them, surround ourselves with pictures. And what we need to do is sending a gratitude every single day about what we've had. And that's what I've been doing. And hugging myself with the clothes that she had, wearing things from her, and feeling it. And it's going to be a process. It's going to be a process, and you need to be okay with this. And then one more thing, because in Poland, to honor someone's death, to honor especially a loved one, is to wear black, right? Wear black. And I've had many days when I was wearing black. And I've realized that I also need some plain other colors, because again, if I constantly wear the black, there is a constant reminder of this negative feeling. And I have my grandma in my heart. I have her, and that's what matters. I don't need to show to the entire world how sad I am that I need to wear black. So I'm okay with also putting some other clothes on me and some other colors, because I know that I carry her with me, and she would be, I think, very proud of me for making this decision. And for as long as she knows that I think of her and remember her, that's what it's all about. And kind of looking for the pictures and realizing that, and maybe videos, that you didn't spot some things from these people that you lost that you didn't even think of before. Because as we go through this process, I'm learning and realizing more that I need to learn about her, even she's no longer here. So that was another realization. But I think you got the most out of this episode, that we can turn pain into power. And you have these points, and I can review them one more time with you so you have them. You can go back to them. So again, acknowledge and validate your feelings, accept your emotions, and express yourself. Understand the source of pain, meaning reflect on your experiences that caused you pain. Identify our underlying issues. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Don't blame yourself. Avoid the self-blame. Develop coping mechanisms like healthy habits, seeking support. Find meaning and purpose. Find something bigger than you. Maybe a support, going and doing something for others on a little bit bigger scale by reflecting on your core values, what is important to you, what can I do for others to help. And set goals, because this actually will help you to set goals. And use your pain as a catalyst for growth. Learn from your experiencing and inspire others. And again, be patient with yourself and celebrate the progress along the journey. Because remember that this superhero is within you. You just need to rediscover it. May your passion and curiosity be endless. May your enthusiasm be infectious, and may your final outcome be of service to others. Each of us makes a difference in the universe. I make mine, and the universe is awaiting you. No excuses.